Welcome to the Experience Darden podcast. I'm your host, Brett Twitty, and you are listening to a new episode. On this episode of the podcast, I'm excited to share my recent conversation with Tingting Su. Tingting is a first-year student in our full-time MBA class of 2025, and she is also the Vice President of Admissions for the Graduate Women in Business Student Organization here at the Darden School. Tingting and I recently connected to talk more about her background, her decision to pursue an MBA, what led her to Darden, how her first year has been going, and so much more. I think you're really going to enjoy this conversation. And as always, if this conversation is helpful for you, please like this episode and subscribe to Experience Darden so you never miss an update. And remember, you can always check the episode description for links to Darden blogs, social channels, and more. Now, without further ado, here is my conversation with Tingting Su. Tingting, welcome to the podcast.
Great. Hi everyone. Hi, Brett. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. How's everything going? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's a busy but really nice Q4 for me. It's a really special. We have a lot of we have electives, also have some core course going on, and we have some like a leadership club transition event ongoing. So it's really busy but really exciting. So doing great.
In terms of core classes, I think you're taking global economies and markets and operations in this quarter.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. And we have a lot of simulation for operation going on. So really interesting quarter.
And tell us about the electives you're taking in this quarter.
So for electives, I have one is like a PPPR, like a people power relationship, all these things. It's more like reflecting myself and reflecting my relationship. Have some valuation, global financial market. Yeah, it's a bit hardcore for the other two.
Okay, so it's some heavy finance or quantitative courses there. How did you pick those classes?
I think it's more like something I was lack of before I come to Darden. So, and my internship would be doing private equity value creation in a consulting firm. So I think it will be good for me to know more about all these financial terms, how all this financial works. So yeah, that's why I picked this. And I also heard a lot of second year sharing about this valuation course is really helpful, although really hardcore, but a lot of topics really interesting. So yeah, I took it.
All right. Makes sense that you'd be taking that if that's going to be your summer internship, or you're going to be focused perhaps on private equity and valuation, these kinds of things. I can understand that elective choice. And it's also, I would say, I work a lot with our executive MBA students as well. There's a valuation course that they have an opportunity to take. It's also quite popular with them as well.
Yeah. Class is really popular. It's like the professor give 3 courses every day. So, and you're almost full for all the courses. So yeah, it's a popular class for us as well.
Well, tell us a little bit more about your story and background.
Yeah, I'm from China. I grew up in Shenzhen, next to Hong Kong. And before Darden, I spent like 8 years in Singapore doing logistics and supply chain. And actually, I'm the first. My parents is a immigrant worker in Shenzhen, and I'm probably the first one from my family to go to the university. I'm probably also the only one like living abroad alone. Prior to Darden, all my professional is more focusing on supply chain and logistics. So I was working in a global logistics service provider firm, helping like different kind of corporate client, like either cosmetic, healthcare, to design their like supply chain warehousing solution, help them implement I also do a lot of like automation project. One of the interesting project I did before I came to Darden was like getting a land from Singapore government to build up our own building with automation. It's like a 5 stories high warehouse with all the automation, everything from scratch. So it's really exciting project. And that's also the project made me feel like I probably need more knowledge in finance, in all this big project management. So yeah, that's also one of the strong trigger point I pursue an MBA.
Yeah, that's sort of a natural segue to my next question, which is, why an MBA? How did you land on that degree as the right next step for you?
So I think as I mentioned, as I advance in my career, I do find I need a more toolkits of knowledge when it comes to those big complex business problem like finance, about leadership. So I think it would be good for me to take a break, although it's a important investment for me to go to the business school to really enhance, strengthen all these business knowledge and skills. And second is more for my career transition. As I always working in the logistics service provider side, like you, although do a lot of like a problem solving and solution design, but it's mostly is after the business have made their bigger decision, their strategy decision, we are less involved in that decision part. So I really want to like move to the other side of the table, like to the corporate side to see how the business making all these decision. So I think moving to consulting will be one of the career I want to switch. I think that's the one will give me the environment to like involve in all these like a big business problem on the strategy level, on the corporate level. So yeah, I want to do a career transition. I think MBA will be a good bridge for me to do all this, to complete all this transition.
How did you get interested in Darden specifically?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's remind me a lot about when the time I apply. So I do visit US in October, I think 2022. Yeah. And then I do a travel from the south to DC, then to New York. So in between, I decided to pay a visit to Darden. And while I decided that, I also reach out to current student, also some alumni, also the admission team, Maraf, and I got a chance to talk to them. They all respond to me really fast. This is something I cannot imagine that. And I visit the school and I talk to them to get their experience. I heard a lot of good thing about all this case method, the learning team. I really feel the supportive and the strong community here. I think while I was making my decision of choosing a MBA, one thing is to really can help me to advance my career, to make my career transition. The other thing is more about the connection, about the people, where I can really find some friends to build up a strong alumni network, or have enjoy my time 2 years MBA time at a school. So yeah, that's come pretty naturally. I think Darden is something I really want to get into it and spend my 2 years.
Was this your first time in the United States, or had you visited before?
Yeah, I was. My boyfriend was in US. Uh, I mean, my boyfriend in Singapore, and then he also decided to do an MBA. So he came here 2 years before me. Then I visit him in between. So I do some traveling. Then during this travel, I decided to visit the school as well. And yeah, so that's why I visit Darden like 2 years ago. And I really that I visit during the fall, and I always spend my time in Singapore, in the south part of China. I never see like the autumn with all the tree getting yellow, and wow, the school is so beautiful. I still remember the moment that when I was visiting here, although it's most of the student was in fall break, but I still got chance to meet one or two students who stay in the campus and got chance to talk to them. Yeah, great experience.
But still a big choice, big decision to move halfway around the world to pursue your MBA. You mentioned you're the kind of an unusual member of your family in that you've gone to college, you've lived outside of China, you've moved to the US. All of this is kind of new. That's a big decision.
Yes, yeah, indeed. Yeah, I spent almost like 1-2 years to convince my parents I want to drop my work and then pursue another master degree and then pursue a career outside of Asia.
All right, so you come to Darden, a new first year student. You're now at the end of the first year, but if you can remember back to that first semester, those first couple quarters, what was the adjustment process like as a new Darden student?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say for as an international student, something most challenging for me, and yeah, something I feel I adjust the most is to really find my voice in different contexts, like in either it's in a event or in my learning team, or even find my voice during the class. Um, One challenge is that my language barrier, like I need to take times to really gather my thought and to try to make deliver my message in more clear way. And another thing is like to uh, find a suitable time to get a chance to voice out my opinion. I think all these things are something I find pretty challenging at the beginning and not that comfortable. And I also reach out to just faculties or my fellows to talk, like to ask them to share their experience to clear some of my doubt. How can I like confidently to reach out or to just voice out my opinion in the public? It took me some time, but yeah, once I get through that, I feel that I do have some improvement throughout this whole process. Now I feel it's more naturally to find the way to voice out my opinion in different kind of contexts.
Yeah, how did you get to that point where you felt confident? Were there things that you had to do, steps that you took, people you talked to? What did that process look like?
So I think at the beginning I always find a bit afraid of like whether when I raise hand to ask question, is that a good question? Is that the right moment? And after I talked to a few of my peers, they mentioned that yeah, this is your classroom, this is your section. You came here to not just to enjoy your experience as well. You should own this experience, that so don't need to worry that much, just to try and speak out. So I do a few tests. I do realize that like it's a really safe place to voice out my question or even voice out my opinion. And I also receive a lot of positive feedback. Either it's from our WhatsApp group channel. Every time when I speak out in the chat, people will send us some message saying that, oh, Tingting, I really like your point. And sometimes I get cold call. People will say, oh, congrats, you handled this cold call really well. So I think it's after a few times, I found it's more comfortable to do that. And yeah, I think this is just a journey to set a good expectation, a more appropriate expectation test, tried it out, and then you will find it's actually no harm to do that.
Right. And so it sounds like you got settled with the academic experience. You got comfortable in the classroom. What will you be doing? Tell us a little bit more about what you're going to be doing this summer. You mentioned that you have your internship lined up, but how did you decide that's what you wanted to do? How did you land on that as the right next step for you?
Yeah. As I mentioned, I came to MBA with the decision that I want to went to consulting after the MBA. So I think that's also one of the reason I want to choose Darden, because I know it's all the case method really strong in consulting recruiting. So I know that like to go to the consulting can give me a lot of chance to involve in all those big business decision. And the one I'm going is to doing the private equity value creation. Is more like helping those portfolio company to increase their bottom line, like throughout a lot of operation excellences. So I think that is something sort of related to what I did before in my previous job, but also is something new to me to work on the corporate side. Yeah, actually, there's still a lot of like uncertain or like doubt for me what will it actually looks like when the internship start. There's also something I really looking forward to see how I'm going to do it. in that consulting internship.
Yeah, I think that's part of the internship process and experience, right?
Yeah.
You're sort of testing out an idea you have about your career. Is this something you'd want to do? What does it look like? This is information gathering for you, for about the job, the role, the industry, the employer, however you want to think about that. So definitely still a time for exploration.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm really excited. Also really uh afraid of that. So now it's like a lot of thing is moving around there. So but the good thing is the consulting club, they also organize a lot of event training section or sharing panels for you to get a bit of feeling of how would the consulting works looks like, what kind of skills you need to have, like either it's data analytics or presentation skill, PowerPoint skill. So yeah, I really appreciate that the all these club, they are organizing all these event at the all this appropriate timing. I think now Q4 is we all saw more or less know which firm we are going to do our internship, and they start to organize all these events to help us to feel more prepared. So I would say that's a great thing about Darden. A lot of resource here.
Yeah, the consulting club definitely comes up a lot as one of those resources for students. And there's so many great student-led, student-initiated, career-related resources. You have these clubs that are focused on industries, but you also have a second-year coach. Did you work closely with your second-year coach around your job search?
Yeah, definitely. And we have a lot of different coach. We have the first is the career coach assigned to everyone, and we also have a kind of coach assigned by GRIP. We also have an international body. This is also a new initiative organized by our second year. So for different kind of body or like the coach, you can reach out to them for either you have like a recruiting question, or you have like other challenges, like how to handle all these balance your time, how to handle all this coffee chat. Yeah, so we have a lot of different kind of resource I can reach out to. Like my career coach is he's going to Mackenzie. So for my consulting recruiting, I reach out to him a lot for the preparation or even case practice. And for my GRIP, for my international coach, she recruit for like a GMO. So when I was having some doubt or prepare my interview for that, she also helped a lot. So I was have a different kind of a resource to reach out.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about clubs and organizations. You mentioned that's something that's also taking up some of your time in the best possible way. This is a time of transition across the clubs and organizations as the second year class is graduating, transitioning those responsibilities to the rising second year class, the current first year class here at Darden. So tell us about some of the clubs you've been involved with and some of the leadership roles you'll be having as you sort of round the corner into your second year.
Yeah, I was in charge of the VP of event for ABCD Club, like Asian Business Club at Darden. In my first year, I was also the first year liaison for that club and help heavily involved in the Asian Gala or Asian Week. And yeah, another club I was involved is the VP of admission for GRIP. So it's mainly helping out to for the women prospective student who identify themselves as women and was interesting in Darden. We also have some good initiative to help them to prepare, to help them with their application, help them with their experience in Darden. Yeah, so majority is these two club.
Well, tell us a little bit more about your experience with Graduate Women in Business Student Organization. What has that organization meant to you over your first year here at Darden?
Wow. So I think this is I talked to a lot of my friends, and a lot of them, their most memorable event are actually organized by this group. We have they have a few major event like they have a group conference where you have like a recruiting event as well as some other panels inviting those Darden alumni, women alumni coming back to the campus to share their experience, to help us to navigate our MBA experience as well as providing some career advice. And we also have the last week we just have the Women Business Week in Darden. Like you have different kind of social events. Also, there's some panels given by some alumni of the different kind of women topics. And one of my favorite event is the Dream Board, which is we have a group of student. We create our dream board under the lead by one of the second years. So I think I would say that this organization is helping me a lot, not just through the helping out me to navigate my recruiting progress, but also provide a lot of resource and support for me to navigate my Darden experience challenges. Like outside of the heavy academic and the recruiting, I still have some like social activity or like a mental health activity can done with all other awesome women. So that would be really nice.
How did you decide that you wanted to be involved with the leadership board, that you wanted to be vice president for admissions?
Yeah, I think that all come from one of the leadership class. We have a group project. We as a team we can decide a topic to talk about it. And during our group project, we figure out currently the women at Darden is like compared to other business school is relatively in a low percentage, although we do have a improvement year on year, but still there's still a room for improvement. We see there's about 35% of the women in Darden, and we hope that and we also know as a woman in Darden, I do see there's a lot of resource and good program here, and I really hope that with this VP of admission team, I can help to help more prospective students to know that there's a lot of good resources provided from Darden, from GRIP, and to attract more women students to join Darden and also help them improve their experience here. So yeah, that's all come from that group project.
All right. And you mentioned you're also involved with ABCD, Asian Business Club at Darden. What led you to say, I also want to be involved with this organization in a leadership role?
Oh, yeah. So as I mentioned, I was the first year liaison for this club, and I work with all other first year liaison to organize this Asian Week, Asian Gala. I find it's a really enjoyable moment for me that to have the chance to really promote Asian culture to other international student or domestic student. I still remember when I was pasting all those decoration in the classroom, in the hallway, student would come to me to ask, oh, what are you doing? So I have a chance to tell them, okay, what's the Asian Gala means and what kind of tradition things we do during that festival. So I find really enjoyable to really promote all this Asian culture. I think that's also the good things for coming for MBA. You want for all this inclusive and diverse experience. I do enjoy a lot of other affinity clubs events. So I also hope I can create such kind of event to other international student or to other domestic student. So that's why I want to be involved in this role to be able to create more event like this.
Well, Tingting, I'm curious. Obviously, it sounds like you got a very full plate. You've got the summer internship to look forward to. You've got leadership roles that you're taking on here with these organizations, as discussed. What are you looking forward to in your second year? What are you excited about in the coming months?
Yeah. I think, yeah, there's a lot of things. Definitely for first thing is I really hope that for this two role, I really can accomplish something I was planning to do, at least at this stage. At first is increase the women in Darden, improve that experience here. And then second is to really create more diverse, more inclusive Asian event in Darden. And second things is I want to be more first year is went really fast. I was busy with all this recruiting, also get into this Darden classroom. So I hope second year can be more. I can involve in more diverse event to really join different kind of activity, reach out to more people, build more connection, not just with the my peers, but also with some faculties to build a more strong relationship. Yeah.
All right. Do you think you're going to pick electives in a particular direction? Do you have some idea of what you'd like to take? I know it's still early.
Yeah, I probably would took more some courses more focus on some soft skill, leadership skill. I know there's a courses about business ethics, like where students get into all the courses is happening in the about auditorium. Like you kind of as a group create a play or I don't know how to say. It's more like a stage. Create a play, and then I think that's all more focused on some leadership, find out your voice, these kind of courses.
I think what you're talking about is the improv class. I think that's what comes to mind
Yes.
listening to you describe that.
Yeah.
Very popular class, and maybe a little surprising for what people might expect. A little surprising for what people might expect in a business school, but Darden has some classes like that.
Yeah. After you mentioned this, probably I need to put more point to beat this course since it's popular.
Yeah, that's right. For folks who are just learning about the elective process here, students bid on electives, and the more points you put towards an elective, the more likely you are to get that course. So bid points are a way of effectively signaling that this course is a big priority for me. I want to make sure I get this course.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
All right. Well, Tingting, I wonder if you have a piece of advice, something you would encourage our listeners to think about as they go forward on their own MBA journeys.
As I go through this, my first year, I realized that Darden really have a lot of good resources. As I just now mentioned, for GRIP, they have like a one-to-one mentorship program, like helping prospective students to even throughout all this application process. I wish I can know earlier. So if one advice I can give is to really reach out earlier, explore, to really utilize all these great resources out there. I think that will help you to even more prepare, more enjoy of your MBA or your Darden experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Since you'll be VP of admissions, I imagine you'll be a natural touch point for people who want to learn more about GWIB.
Yes, we will start to planning out all these things to organize reach out to the my year, like for those who are interested to provide this mentorship mentor experience, and who are there can give up the we even have like monthly panels to help those prospective students to understand more about the existing students' Darden experience. So yeah, we start planning on all these things. I hope that those prospective students can have a chance to utilize all these great resources.
All right. Well, Tingting, thank you so much for your time today. It's great having you on the podcast, and thank you for sharing your story and your perspective with our listeners.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brett.
And that was my conversation with Tingting Su, first-year student in our full-time MBA class of 2025. As always, if you have any comments, suggestions, requests, anything you'd like for us to cover here on the podcast, we're all ears. We can be reached at Darden, that's DARDEN, at virginia.edu. Until next time, stay safe, be well, and thanks for listening.